We never heard anything from the devotees there. How are they affected? They must be very busy in chanting, let me tell you. And tolerate the inconveniences. When I was watching the news of Irma, I think it was revolving like Sudarshan Chakra. Huh? So fast. So the idea is that Krishna is teaching the effect of the three modes of material nature in order to not give us a choice. Which one do you like? Which one do you like? Mode of goodness, passion, ignorance? Did anybody tell you to choose, or you choose yourself? We do not impose. But when we understand the effect they are conditioning us, then we should know that there is some other choice than these three. And what is that? Chant Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So, this sense of advanced happiness is conditioned life, makes them bound by the mode of goodness of material nature. As such, they are attracted towards working in the mode of goodness, and as long as they have an attraction for working in that way, they have to take some type of body in the mode of goodness. So parents who are well-wishers of their children, they act in mode of goodness. Suppose if they are acting in mode of passion, just like their children, what will happen? Huh? Who is the well-wisher for whom? Nobody. That household will become chaotic. Huh? Everybody is for their own sense gratification. Means ultimately they will all drown in the mode of ignorance. So therefore, the cultured parents are responsible parents, and they have learned from the experience not only of their own, but they have inherited the culture from their parents. Krishna has given us this kind of family life in order to understand the oncoming responsibility, awaiting. So, when children become serious, at the same time active, means they have well-balanced approach for the responsibility as well as no deprivation for their mode of passion, but they should know art how to get rid of from the entanglement of this mode of passion. Cultivate mode of goodness. You can do all these activities in the mode of goodness too. And you will feel much more happier than mode of passion. Generally, mode of passion is cheating. And mode of goodness gives little extended happiness, more happiness. That's the only thing. We should not be satisfied with the happiness of mode of passion, because it's going to cheat. So we should know the happiness that is sustainable. Right? So if somebody wants to become happy, then they should learn the art of chanting Hare Krishna. That is the transcendental method. But more, it will bring you out even from the mode of goodness. So, happiness will be increased by transcendental process. That's why we have to do. Thus, there is no likelihood of liberation or of being transferred into the spiritual world. Repeatedly one may come or become a philosopher, a scientist or a poet, and repeatedly become entangled in the same disadvantage of birth and death. But due to the illusion of the material energy, one thinks that the sort of life is pleasant. Prabhupada said that how many births you will want to come, maybe in the same human form of life or demigod form of life, to get more and more pleasure in mode of goodness. That is not the perfection. Because every time that sense of happiness, when you want to enjoy, you will also become bankrupt of that credit. So it will be a constant struggle to perform that activities of mode of goodness to give you continuous supply of happiness. Once you get tired, what are the activities of goodness? Suppose you are told, okay, can you be a good boy today? So what would you think? What do I have to do? What do you do when your mummy tells that behave well today? Yesterday you harassed me so much, but today you behave good.
Listen to them.
What will you do?
Listen to them. When they ask for something, give it to them.
It means you will act in mode of goodness. Right? When you will act in mode of goodness, not only you will be happy, but mommy will be also happy. So you are cooperating. Right? Otherwise,
I'm not cooperating.
then what will happen?
She'll be sad.
She might throw something from the kitchen. Huh? Isn't it? Huh? Even she doesn't like you at that time to see your face, you know? Get out of here! Like that. So, these are the activities of three modes of material nature. We have to cooperate in the plan of Lord Krishna. And Krishna wants us to become free even from the effect of mode of goodness. What to speak of passion and ignorance. The best process is
Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
First listen. Shrunvatam swakatham Krishna punya shravana kirtan. Simply listen. The potency is in Lord Krishna's name. The potency is in the activities of Lord Krishna. The potency is in teachings of Lord. So you listen. If you don't listen directly from Krishna, then listen from the bona fide representative. But you must listen. First comes Shravanam and then do Kirtanam. But we do Kirtanam without listening. Do you know Srila Prabhupada gave us a process in the temple to lead the Kirtan so you can listen first? and then you repeat. And those who have no good listening capacity, they will sing along. But who told you? Now, Shravanam Kirtanam. It's not Kirtanam Shravanam. Shravanam Kirtanam is the process. Then Smaranam comes. So we have to, pay attention to the instructions, and listen accordingly. Yesterday we gave a class on I think, what is it? Which chapter was it? Yatha Gyashashi Tatshrunu. That's
7.
Huh? 7?
7-1.
7-1. Yes, 7-1. Asamshayam Mahabaho. That's 7-1. You are right, I guess. Yes. Yeah. Maya Saktamana Partham Yogam Yujanmadashaya Asamshayam Samagramam Mam Yathagyashashi Tachunu. Yathagyashashi Tachunu. It means you have to listen in such a way that you will understand. If I speak and you do not understand, try to find fault with you first, whether you are listening or not. Yathagyashashi Tachunu. It is our obligation to listen carefully so we can understand. If I talk and others are busy talking within themselves, then it is not Yathagyashashi Tachunu. Our problem in development of Krishna consciousness is this, that we do not listen even. We think something else. We do not come prepared even to listen. We have some other ideas. So, very important. Become simple. Don't become advanced immediately. And don't think more than your guru. A humble servant is far better, than crafty nature. I will this way, that way, this way, that way. No. There's in Vaishnava etiquette, there is some specific understanding which is very, very conducive to our devotional service. Because our conduct is a show of maturity of what we have understood. Understanding is coming only after listening properly. Otherwise it will not. Many times, we tell so many times, but the same situation, controversies, everything is continued because we have not listened. Yatha gyashashi tasya. You are going to understand, Then would you listen in the way that you will be able to understand? So there are ways and ways of listening. You're listening? Yeah, but you're doing something else. It means You are listening? Out. That is not listening. You are listening? Yeah, but then you are thinking wise, you are keeping it here. That is also not listening. Kapil Dev is telling Mother Devahuti, the listening should be bringing the reaction between ear and the heart. Bhavanti radkarna rasayana katha tad joshna. Only then the ignorance will dispel. Then pertinent faith on or shraddha on our absolute truth personality of Godhead will generate. Then attraction towards Him will be generated. He is all attractive, so attraction should be generated. And then bhakti. Shraddha rati bhakti anukramashyati. So this is the result, and we need to develop that. So, anybody has any question? I have many questions.
What is the best way to transcend these three modes of material nature? As you said, only chanting and be happy?
No, but then you have to chant within. You have to think within yourself that am I listening? Am I doing this? Am I understanding proper? Converse, find out. Don't add or subtract. When a person tries to oversmart, then he adds and subtracts. It's simple for the simple, but complicated for complicated minded. Means they are making these modes at work, even though they are listening a transcendental subject matter. So how it is going to make a tangible progress? We are here for only one purpose, not two purposes, and that is spiritual purpose. We have to grow. So listen, it's not difficult, but listen in a way that will be meaningful. I have many questions. So first question, how are the programs from tomorrow onwards?
6:30 to 9 o'clock Mara, every evening till Saturday. 6:30 to 9 o'clock is the disciple course till Saturday. But every day mornings, Srimad Bhagavatam will be giving Maharaj.
Okay, but do we have students' handbook? We have to print. Do we? Then I have slideshows. Then we have to print even question papers, and we have to print even certificates. Otherwise, I'm just talking and you're just listening. How much can you get it?
In the morning when we meet first.
How many sessions we have?
1.
Huh?
5.
5. That's good. 5th one is for test. 4